Korea Cup continues. Let's go, everybody. So we are in our second match, the second best of three. We're still in the winner bracket. We're in the round of 8, the quarterfinals. We got Badugi against Where's My Money? The way that it's been explained to me, Badugi, I think it's a betting website or something, or like some betting thing on the Korean side. So they named their team after that. Where's My Money is a team that we had in the past too. Again, I'm calling this the Korea Cup, but at the end of the day, this is the Healing League. Season 2 is the official name. It's a little bit of a misnomer because it's not a league, it's actually a tournament, and it's a double elimination tournament. We are currently in the winner bracket, as I already explained, but there is a loser bracket to this as well. And yeah, Healing League, obviously, if you've been a hardcore fan of Heroes and you watched all the tournaments that are uploaded, and you have seen the first season, which I believe was last year, but now they have season 2 playing out, but the name doesn't really ring a bell for most people. Korea Cup, on the other hand, is a little bit more intuitive, so yeah, more like that. Anyways, as we're heading into this, let's see what we're going to do. It's a best of 3. We're starting with best of 3s here, and then we'll see. Obviously, again, this is playing out on the Asia server, so we have a lot of the Korean teams. There's no cross-server teams playing in this one. So there's no NA teams, there's no European teams over here. If you are looking for actual offline event environment matches that have been played, the last big offline tournament that we had was actually the tournament in Berlin, the Nations Cup. If you look at my YouTube playlists, this is one of the biggest. The tournament was amazing. The playoffs were incredible. We had an audience there. We had teams from Korea, teams from Europe, from North America. If you haven't watched it yet, do yourself a favor. Check that playlist out. I cannot say this often enough. You can thank me later for it. At a minimum, watch the final. The grand final is incredible. I would highly recommend that you check out the entire playlist. Not only, again, off the playoffs, not only the grand final, but if you watch nothing else, watch the grand final. Some of the best Heroes of the Storm that I've seen in a long time, with audience, microphones, shots, multiple caster teams, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that was the last time that we had international teams at an offline location, so that ping doesn't make a problem, and so that yeah, you know, people from different regions could properly play against each other. In this case now, we get Blaze for the red team. We have right wing and grey main. There's obviously a couple of differences when it comes to the meta. We highlighted a few of these things already in the first series that we caught from the tournament. Vala, for example, has at least for now made an appearance in essentially every single game, either as a pick or as a hero that gets banned out. So that is currently a thing. So Vala in this case also banned. We have on the side of the blue team Reset, we have H2O, we have Crow, so a lot of players that should definitely ring a bell if you are semi-familiar with the Korean scene at least. So we'll see how much they can actually do here. When it comes to the final 2 bans, we have Nubarak taken care of, so he gets banned out. And then on the side of Where's My Money? What are we getting here? I'm actually a bit curious how this one pays out. I personally still think that the blue team is going to be the favorite for this one, but it's sometimes a little bit tough to tell. The teams have obviously shifted slightly. There's not as much competition on the Korean server as there is, let's say, in Europe, so you don't see them play all that much. So teams will change over time a little bit. Some people will drop out, drop in. Reset now apparently with Sylvanas, and I mean, you're rocking Genji, Sylvanas. We have Muradin. I personally just hope that we're not going to see any kind of Playmaker Muradin shenanigans again. That always like makes a tear roll down my cheek, and it usually doesn't work out for the teams either. So we'll see if this is going to be the difference. But yeah, kind of curious how this one plays out now. This is still a pretty solid lineup already for the blue team. The final 2 on the other side, though, we get a main tank ETC, okay, and we get Tigers together with it. So ETC main tank, and then Tigers on top of that for the extra damage, and to burn Muradin down, I suppose, but still. Main tanks ETC are a little bit vulnerable. If you have a good one, then you can do a lot with it. It's Sky Temple as our map, so maybe that's going to factor in for them as well. But that leaves us with the final pick for the blue team as we're heading into game number 1 of the best of 3 series. And, well, let's see what's it gonna be. We get Urel, Muradin Urel, Sylvanas, Genji. Solid lineup for them. Sky Temple, map number 1 in the best of 3 here. We are in the winner bracket in the round of 8 of the Korea Cup, aka Healing League season number 2. It's game time! On the left in blue, Badugi, or Baduki. With Muradin, we get Urel. So Muradin, Urel as a duo at the front. Sylvanas and Genji for damage reset in this case is the one playing Sylvanas. And then on top of that, as you can see, we have Lucio for all them dirty heals. Now, we have over on the right side, Blaze plus ETC. Very curious about the ETC performance. He's very hit or miss. Can be a huge asset, but again, he can also get blown to Kingdom Come within seconds, so time will tell. We get Tigers and Greymane for damage, and then Brightwing for healing in game number 1 of this. Personally, as I said before, during the draft, I have the blue team packed down as the favorite here. But then again, there's always the chance, you know, that things have changed in the time frame since we saw the last tournament over here. That the power levels have changed, that some of the players have also changed out. So we'll see how this is going to work out now for the two. But at the beginning, Sylvanas, she's coming with the rest of the team for a push towards the bot lane. They take half the hit points of one of the towers. So this one is easily taken. Now towards the top, Genji quickly annoying Blaze a little bit, not too much, but every single little bit obviously helps. Genji is just per definition annoying, that's his job description, and this one is no exception. So Blaze is already able to get out. Meantime, the rotations are still happening. Reset is of course looking for some more structural damage. This is Sky Temple after all, so you want to take as many of the structures out without the help of the temples as you can. That always accelerates the game a little bit, and also your progression towards taking the opponent's core apart. Something that they're definitely going to be interested in. So the attacks are going on, and with the help of Greymane, the red team is already working on their camp. They're taking the Siege Giants, they're taking the mercenary camp at the top, the blue team is responding in kind, and is now with the help of Sylvanas hoping to, of course, take heroes down at the bottom of the map. But we also have top left, the camp probably timed a bit later, trying to get it into their own tower range to make it a bit easier to defend the opponents, and then play around that. But, well, as all of this is in, we have Siege Giants at the bottom still being escorted over, and thanks to Sylvanas, they can not only apply pressure to ETC, which makes the defense here a bit more tricky, but they're also in a spot where they can maybe get some damage onto that wall. As Greymane gets caught and killed, so Greymane gone, that's the first kill for the red team, for the blue team. Muradin in the meantime has gone for Reverberation. Tychus, as so often, not only in the eastern meta, but also in the western scene, has gone for Master Assassin as his level 4 choice. Again, reason behind it, not that you want to complete, or you want to complete the quest, but you don't assume that you're going to be able to. It's all about that passive. Get that increased attack speed in, which applies to Odin as well. ETC, by the way, with speed metal now. And the team fights, I really want to see what ETC can do in those. How far he can go with them. That's gonna, it's honestly for me the probably biggest question right now, to see what ETC is going to be able to pull off. I mean, first of all, he's sitting in the bush here against Muradin. Yeah, not making any crazy slides or anything of the sorts. But yeah, everybody is just on alert. As the temples are popping up, they're going for Blaze at the top for at least some damage. Everybody is still jumping out. Blue team has already taken over the first shrine. And with a bit of a lead there, they might be able to also move into the next one. But the fight is actually breaking out over this full on. We're having Blaze moving in, so does Urel. So everybody is just jumping into the middle, trying to claim this. And it forces the blue team a bit back out here. They are not willing to engage fully into that 5 versus 5 fight yet. We still have Urel sitting at the top, so they're trying to get her to soak some of these shots first, which is exactly what's happening right now. Down at the bottom of the map, Reset in the meantime is hoping to give the team some value, and as long as nobody rotates over, that is actually going to get a lot of value. Really? Blaze is now moving in, but he might be a bit late because this wall is essentially gone. Damn! It did tons of damage with that. Blaze is defending it pretty quickly, but that's one tower that they're at least gonna lose here. Topside shots are still being fired. Urel might be able to get the entire setup. Yep, they're getting the entire temple. That's solid shots against the top line fort. The same has essentially happened in the middle, of course, as well. So both of the teams with good damage here. But in addition to that, Sylvanas was able to do work at the bottom of the map, which is going to help them. She hasn't taken those towers down fully yet, but they can still come in and start to do a bit more work, and then maybe fight for that shrine at the bottom of the map and get that fort destroyed, if they're able to claim it. It's only a kill, so the exchange in temple shots hasn't really meant too much yet. But it is, generally speaking, an interesting situation that everybody finds themselves in now. Because right now, as everything unfolds here, we're having a situation in which this can very quickly start to break. Boss, obviously, also another factor that you have to watch out a little bit. There's a good chance that this is going to play a bigger role as the game continues and will eventually be fought over. I still have my eyes on ETC. That really hasn't changed. ETC is, for me, the big question mark in this composition and the way that this is being played out right now. So what exactly is he going to be able to contribute as this continues? Does he get that slide that they need? What's happening around level 10? Do we maybe even get stage dive? We don't have a lot of global, but on Sky Temple you could go for. You don't have to go for Mosh Pit in this situation. Oh, and they're going for the kill, and they take Reset out. Sylvanas is gone. Tychus, towards the end with the shots and the grenade, is able to drop him. So that's a kill for a kill now, and both teams getting closer and closer to level 10 abilities. Now, the temple at the bottom of the map is activating as well. Crow just sitting there on the side, but with the camps now moving up at the top, they're trying to grab that. And again, keep in mind, the shrine is now down at the bottom of the map. One of the reasons why they want to get the mercenary camps, put pressure onto the top lane, while they can get some value out of that. But this will make things interesting for sure. Because A, what is ETC gonna pick? Currently it looks a bit like he's gonna go into stage dive. If he moves top lane, then we know that he's going for the global for sure. Muradin, thankfully, has gone into Avatar. And Tychus has started to take control over the temple at the top. ETC, again, stage dive is likely. Especially if he moves topside. Currently, they want him. Can they get another stun? And yep, they can. Brightwing with a heal. It's still not going to be enough, is it? ETC, they saved the day for him. But Greymane, he was the one that moved in to help him out, and he gets killed. ETC decides in favor of Mosh Pit. No global presence on the map, as they're now trying to go for the next few kills here. So, yep. Nice kill against Greymane. They couldn't get ETC. They decided to take out Greymane successfully, I might add. Half the shots have already been taken by their opponents. And now there's a chance here to get the remaining ones. Maybe even drop that fort, considering that they've been able to do damage to that wall earlier and take one of the towers out. So, it is a very, very close game right now. Game number 1. Mega close, at least for the time being, but there are now a few opportunities that slowly start to present themselves for the team in blue. That being said, this push at the top, I like it a lot. So that was another opportunity where we have seen Blaze just pushing as he realizes, I can't contribute anything. Let's go on the side lane. Let's push this this minion wave and also the mercenary camp out a bit further. Sylvanas reacted to it. Did a decent job there, but these are exactly those moments where you can get counter value on the other side of the map. And now 8 minutes into the game, not a single fort has fallen. This one still has hit points. We have 8 stacks, by the way, for Proc on level 1 for ETC now. Mosh Pits is something that the blue team has to watch out for now. But they got a couple interrupts that they can use. They could always try and get. So let's see if they are going to be able to do that. Right now, as it stands, the pushes, they still keep coming here. Move towards the bottom of the map as there was a bit more pressure against Tychus and the siege shines that they've been claiming. Level 13 talents are in. With that, we have Muradin now with the extra sustain, thanks to Bronze Beard Rage that he's running, of course. But the game has not flipped yet. Everybody still has a few opportunities to make the big plays right now. Everybody is still sitting tight thinking, okay, if we just get that one big team fight, that one kill, maybe some momentum after, then we might just be the one team to gain momentum. Claiming the boss would be one of them, but they just activated it by accident. They were not really thinking about grabbing it here. It would be a bit too telegraphed too, and obviously there's rotations happening so much right now that there's just no chance it can sneak it before your opponent realizes what's going on. And with Mosh Pit and everything else out, you want to be a bit careful. You don't want to risk too much here, not in a situation like this. Slight advantage for the blue team. Nothing insane, but they're a little bit ahead. 3 kills only. That leaves us with 17,000 damage for Genji. He's the top damage dealer for the blue team. 19,000 for Tychus over on the red team side. Where's my money with Blaze now at the top? And down at the bottom of the map, the temple is already being channeled. And here in the middle. So they get on the initial setup a few shots fired. They also eliminate the fort at the bottom of the map. Good for them. Fighting over the middle instead. But with the extra shots that they've already fired, there's maybe an opportunity to do a little bit more damage on this now. Down at the bottom, they were even thinking about going for Brightwing, which hasn't really worked out, but Muritin can still reclaim the position, and will. And that is destroying another fort, so 2 forts will now fall. Red team is able to destroy the one in the middle. Same is true for the blue team, but they might even be able to get the one at the top. So damn, that temple. Mad value! Mad value temple right there, and that is helping them a ton. So this is actually huge. They're heavily in hidden structures now. Topside fort is also gone, so 2 forts against 3 forts destroyed. That's what we're looking at. But this is pretty big for them. There's a lot of fountains removed too. A lot of fallback options that are not valid any longer for the red team. But still a very close game. And nobody has been able to go for that big play yet. I mean, they're all working on it. They're all hoping for that big team fight. But as you can already tell right here, our boss gets actually checked with a grenade real quickly. Alright. Not too much happening around that. Siege Giants camp get picked up again. It's a little bit more of a cautious and slow game that we're now getting. So, yeah. A little bit more cautious, slow, but they're trying to go for the boss and it immediately gets found out. They are making the risky play. 16 versus 16. Both teams on level 16 talents. They pop Odin. They got the mosh pit. Murden jumps in immediately with a storm ball. They try to get a kill here as everybody jumps in. The boss gets leashed. They want the kill. They want the team fight instead. Reset gets killed by Greymane. But Tychus is low. And Tychus is alive, dead. Oh, he finally goes down. He was like Schrödinger's Tychus for a long time. You could think about him as dead or alive at the same time. It was mega close though, so he gets away. Lucio gets killed too. That's 2 heroes of the blue team side falling. Blaze rotating towards the top immediately to stop the mercenary camp that is moving in here. And down at the bottom of the map, we have H82 defending against the Siege Giants. 3-3, that's the kill count right now. But I gotta give some credit here to the red team. I was honestly, I mean, to be fair, I was pretty damn cautious about their chances, considering that ETC is always such a big hit or miss. And I don't want to say that ETC is now the one that all of a sudden, you know, makes the insane plays here and has put them firmly in the driver's seat, but he's definitely been part of what they've been able to do so far. We have the boss now being attacked. Red team realizes it quickly. Could just lead us to another big team fight here. They're basically just asking for it. And everybody is fully aware that whoever wins the fight is very likely going to take control of the game. So they're trying again for a similar spot. Attack is already happening. They're already on it. Boss got leashed earlier. Here's the next jump, the next fight. This time they're going for Greymane directly. Genji is jumping in. Wants to kill on Brightwing. Doesn't get it, but, well, he gets it a moment later. Now they're going for Greymane, and all of a sudden it's a 5 versus 3, and they are really aiming for the damage dealers. Tychus gone. It's a triple, baby, and it's not over yet either. Blaze gets destroyed. That's 4 heroes gone, and the decision has been made to go for the bot lane without any further ado and try and take some of the structures out here. So with the help of Sylvanas, they can make a move, they can start to do their thing here, and it's looking pretty darn good. This is gonna be the bottom keep. Bottom keep destroyed, temple up, boss up, too many options, and they go for the core right away. They see an opportunity and they're ready to take it. They go for the core, they want this one, and things are looking damn good for them right now. Yep, the heroes are coming back, but I don't think they can defend anymore. 50% on the core is essentially already telling you the tale here. And that's gonna be game. Blue team with a victory in game number 1. They move in, they take down Where's My Money on the first map on Sky Templars. We are moving into game number 2 of the best of 3 series. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Infernal Shrines, map number 2. Low Badugi has won the first map on Sky Temple, so pretty brutal push there towards the end. One team fight victory, a big one at that, is all that they needed. They didn't even have to go back to any kind of temple, to the boss. They were just going straight for the keep. Initially, when they made a move for the keep, I thought, okay, they're gonna go keep and then they're gonna fall back, take the boss, and maybe then go for core or just go for the objective. But yeah, far from it. Instead, they just moved in and started to absolutely demolish everything in their path and took the core. So, very nice call there to go for core and take it on. Kerrigan gets banned, so obviously these guys are very familiar with each other. We might not be familiar with all the players and with all the preference picks, but seeing Kerrigan banned in this case, even on Sky Temple, is already hinting very heavily. They are targeting specific players with it. Vala, I talked about her earlier. She gets banned again. This is all played out on the Asian server, so there are no extra rules. There's no extra draft rules, so very similar to the North American tournament that we just finished. This is just a vanilla tournament that we're running here without any specific draft rules. We're probably going to have a few of those again soon, but for now, in this one, nothing. Leo as a first pick. So, also kind of interesting to see that. Leoric as a first pick on our second map with Infernal Shrines. That obviously makes a little bit more sense than it would on other maps, but it's still pretty surprising to me that he gets such a high priority in the pick pattern. Tigers for the transformation. North America really likes to play him on Infernal Shrines. Europe a little bit less so, but it happens. And then we get also Hogger, and here comes Jojo and Hanzo. So already very, very quick draft. And also with Jojo and Leo, you have immediately a whole lot of wave clear that you can use right now. So they got a lot of tools that they can use on the shrine itself to not only dominate the shrine, but also lock in some shrine minions at the same time. With Hanzo, you have vision, you have an arrow that you can YOLO out there, assuming that we're not going to get the meme strike. But very solid foundation now for Low Badugi. And then the question is, where's my money gonna do? As I said right at the beginning, for me personally, blue team always came in as the favorite. But then again, up to the point where the game just flipped, the red team did very well. So I was a bit skeptical on ETC as a choice, but they still did extremely well in keeping it level with the blue team's opponent. So now we get Anduin banned out. Obviously Genji is also still up, so if Anduin would be taken, there's a chance that we're going to get some light bomb combo. So I suppose that they want to also partially avoid that from happening, even though Anduin in and of itself is already quite strong. But yeah, a bit of a moment of truth. There's Genji. Genji Malfurion this time. Malfurion obviously also kind of neat if you want to prevent your opponent from moving in or out of the shrine. But yes, with Genji as a pick, that Anduin ban, and they must be very happy about it. That was always a threat, but in this case, it would have very likely manifested itself if left unchecked here. So, for the blue team, this means that they're going to round out their draft. They still need a healer. They don't have enough damage yet either. So, a bit more needed for them. We get Greymane and we get Deckard Cain. Deckard Cain pretty similar to Stukov. To Stukov and Malfurion. You have nice zone control when you're talking about entrances to the shrines. You can do it with Deckard Cain, with Stukov, with Malfurion. I would say the three of them probably shine the most in that specific role with what they are supposed to do here. Obviously with Anduin and with Brightwing you would have had great healers too, but they fill different roles and you pick them for other reasons. But if zone control is one of the things what you want to do, having Jojo, having Leo and Deckard Cain is definitely going to help them. We get Chain, it's banner time, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 2 in our best of 3 series in the winner bracket of the Healing League season number 2, aka the Korea Cup. Game number 2! Over on the left side, we have Jojo and Leoric. Lots of AoE. Nice lineup for shrine fights. We get Deckard, we get Greymane, and we have Hanzo, ladies and gentlemen. So, the blue team in the lead. This is match point. Can they win map number 2? Or are we going to get another 3-mapper in this tournament? As over on the right side of the map, Where's My Money is rocking it with Chen as a main tank, plus Hogger. We get Genji, and then Malfurion and Tigers. So Chen as a main tank is honestly quite crazy. And I personally thought that Capybara is not playing in this one. And I do not believe that this is Capybara. But Capybara is, if I'm not mistaken, the only one that I've seen so far in, I believe, the first season of the tournament, play Chen as a main tank, and that has been done on specifically Battlefield of Eternity, not so much on Infernal Shrines, but it's really interesting to see this here. Now, when it was done, I was honestly really amazed by his ability to use Chen as a main tank, and to always... I mean, the core idea behind it was to always force engages and disengages on your terms. And they did a great job playing around that. Now this is now a little bit different. Different player, we'll see how exactly this is going to work for them. But I would assume that the idea behind all of this is still the same, and maybe taking, yes, a page off what Capybara did in the first season of this tournament. So that's definitely possible. Not something that we get to see a whole lot, but very curious if he is able to pull it off. Because honestly, I'm gonna be blunt. When Capybara did it, it looked so damn cool. He did it 4 or 5 times on Battlefield of Eternity, and it was just so much fun to watch him do it. So if somebody can emulate that and can go for a different similar style, that would be great. And they're getting their first kill. They're coming in already with Hogger and with Chen, making a quick rotation towards Jojo, and they take her out. So Johanna gets eliminated. She's gone all the way at the top. We now get our boy Leoric playing it out against Hogger, and well, that's our 1v1 lane already established between the two. So, in the meantime, guys, obviously this is all playing out on the Asia server. Time zones are also a little bit different. If you want to support hosting tournaments like this, we had a lot on Europe, we had the NA tournament right now. Now I'm trying to get a little bit of a glimpse into the scene of Korea for all of you. If you're interested in supporting all of this, you can always do that on Patreon. The link is in the description. Big shout out also to all of the people supporting the stream on Patreon. It's generally speaking the best way to do it. And without that, honestly, Heroes of the Storm coverage in 2024 would not really be possible to this degree any longer. So if in the past we were thinking about supporting the channel, check out Patreon, and a big shout out to all of the people supporting the channel over there. I know that when it comes to updates on Patreon, I absolutely suck. Fully aware of that. But again, this is what essentially at the end of the day is allows me to still do things like this and host tournaments, run them, and yeah, do the NA stuff, do the Korea stuff over here. So yeah, big shout out to all the supporters. With the first shrine, we got the first objective coming up. Thanks to the 1 kill that they had, there's a bit of a lead now on inexperience. It's tiny, it's not going to play a role, it shouldn't at least. The teams will try to get to level 7. That's what we can normally expect here. But the battle is already raging on as they're slowly starting to make their move here. And who's going to get Punisher number 1? Who's going to be able to lock that in? That's the big question. And currently we are 14-5 on the stack count. A little bit more needed if you want to make a big dent. And obviously a few kills would not really hurt either. So with all the AoE that the blue team has, they're heavily pulling ahead. We've been highlighting this ever since the draft, and with Jojo and Leo in particular, they can do a lot, and that's exactly what's happening. They're taking, with every single engage into the shrine, more shrine minions, but at the same time pushing the opponent back. So really big plays being made here by them. But they lose Greymane. Greymane is gone, so he's eliminated. That's a 5 versus 4 against them now. A bit of a push against Chen at the bottom of the map, as they were hoping for a counter kill, but at least they were getting the Punisher. Greymane not being with them is shutting down the potential a little bit though. The problem at the end of the day is just simply that you don't have one of your best damage dealers against structures. If he was here, that would make much more of a difference. They're still getting the wall, they're still getting damage against the fort itself. But Greymane in Worgen form is an absolute beast, no pun intended, and could probably have accelerated this a little bit. So level 7 talents are now ready for everyone else here. And, well, down at the bottom of the map in the meantime, Hanzo is still trying to push another wave out and maybe escort it in to damage the fort even further. But there's still a few camps to be grabbed, and they're moving in for those. It's actually kind of funny because the blue team hasn't gotten a kill yet. They got the objective, they did damage at the bottom of the map, but they haven't killed anyone yet. On the other hand, they lost 2. So 2 heroes were eliminated from their end. Leo still all alone up at the top. But it's also match point. This is the chance to send Where's My Money, the red team, packing and claim your spot in the winner bracket semi-final, the first one. So Ken, the only one that died so far. Johanna was eliminated earlier. But still some opportunities, I suspect, to make a play or two. We'll see if they can actually pull that off now. With another camp about to be claimed down at the bottom of the map. That's the next thing that they're currently going for. Level 9 is now leading us into heroic abilities slowly. And in this case, the blue team is also falling back and gives the Khaldor camp up. So it gets stolen away by the opponent. Yep, nobody taking that one on. Which gives more experience to the red team and therefore the early level 10. Obviously, we're getting the barrel. Top cake plays from Chen. He's only going for the top shelf here. And Khaldor pulled for Hogger. So, time to shine. Time to see which team is able to win the second objective. Because this is normally where the party starts. Specifically when you're having a Tychus player in the game. Once that Odin becomes a factor during these fights, things just get real. We got Lornado, Blessed Shield. No choice yet on Greymane. He goes for the throat, okay. And yeah, usual suspect. No surprises whatsoever here when it comes to heroics. Jojo with Blessed Shield can tee things up for the team. But yeah, the next objective should be announced in a moment. This is where we're really gonna see who's going to pull ahead here. The blue team definitely has a lot of good tools that they can use for shrine fights, but there's also with Genji and with Hogger on Khaldor pull the chance, and of course with Fat Illidan, aka Chen, to easily jump on a backliner and try and take him out. Which very likely is exactly what they're gonna try and do. Jump into that backline, you know, collapse onto, I don't know, Greymane, maybe even Hanzo, maybe Deckard Cain. Take him on as quickly as you can. And if all of those three, and maybe even Tychus with a grenade or two, coordinate their attack properly, you are guaranteed to do a fair amount of damage there. Alrighty, next little attack is coming right here. There comes Odin. Yep, time to pay the piper. Off we go. Who's gonna claim it? This is gonna be the big one. This is the opportunity to really make a dent and get ahead in the game. Who claims the Punisher? Right now we got 2 kills to 0. Yeah, Hogger already poking this. In the meantime, here comes the next little move straight in by Deckard Cain as he's trying to zone it. The Entomb is missing. And holy shit, Xpix just gifted 100 subs to... I mean, normally I'm trying to keep the Twitch chat out of the VODs, but damn, Xpix went full boss mode and just dropped 100 subs in the middle of a team fight onto the Twitch channel. Dude, thank you. Very much appreciate it. I really don't know what to say right now. In the heat of the battle, and I think the players were stunned as well, and have so far not killed anybody, but the objective is about to be taken any second. 36 to 32. Where's my money? Pushes ahead, and Frozen Punisher gets taken. They claim it. They take the Frozen Punisher. Xbig takes a special spot in my heart. The red team takes the Frozen Punisher for the next big fight and for the push in the mid lane. So yeah, big stuff happening all around. Level 13 kicking in any second here as we have the red team making their move. At the top, the fort, by the way, has been destroyed already. That's the beauty of you setting up your camp before you're going into the objective and making the push there. Down at the bottom of the map, we're having another one set up. They're not really pushing through the middle. I mean, the Frozen Punisher still has done some damage, but as it is only the second one of the game, they decided that what they would do instead is just move down to the bottom of the map and make a bit of a play there. Am I high? Alright guys, again, normally I really don't talk about any of the Twitch... What? Xpix has just gifted another 100 subs to the channel. What? Dude, what the hell? Time to get some work done, enjoy the event. Dude, thank you? That's insane. The man comes in, drops 200 subs on the channel and leaves for work. Even Hogger was absolutely stunned and got killed as a result, and I don't blame him because I'm a little bit flabbergasted as well. Xbig, full boss mode, thank you. It's really appreciated. I don't know what to say. I really don't have words right now, but thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. Crazy. Alright, sorry guys, that really floored me a little bit. That came very unexpected and is absolutely bonkers. So while Xpix is making himself a boss and a king in the Twitch chat, it seems like right now low Badugi wants to go for some boss mode moves themselves. With Chen being eliminated, they are in the driver's seat here in the middle, and honestly they gotta step it up a bit because the last objective, while close, set them back quite a bit, considering that they lost not only a fort at the top but also some walls and hit points on the fort in the middle. Now, if they can get some damage now, would be nice. There's still Tigers pushing at the top, so I don't think that the red team is too eager to really force a fight here top side. Yeah, the numbers disadvantage, but Tigers is going to get them close in experience again. There's always the risk that you start falling too far behind if you don't make a move there. But, well, as it stands, we're now looking at camps about to be claimed. Next objective is spawning at the top side now, so that is where Shrine number 3 is going to appear. And with Shrine number 3, you have the Punisher starting to, start to do some serious damage, obviously. So, right now, half a level until 16. And then once the talent kicks in, we're going to likely see that big fight happening. And I would love to say that this is again going to be a pretty important fight, and it kind of is. But so were the last two, and I really felt that afterwards the teams just, stabilized both, and it's very similar to what we saw in game number 1. They are on eye level until they aren't anymore, I suppose. But I really like how close the early games are between these two. So can the blue team repeat the performance that they had on the first match and just dominate one team fight and then take it from there? Or is it going to change everything right now? As the red team is trying to get the kills and trying to get game number 3. They're killing Hanzo, but Genji dies too, and the fight isn't over yet, as 3 heroes are still battling it out right underneath that fort, which is starting to target Johanna. The fort, by the way, is nearly gone, but the battle isn't over. Fat Illidan is jumping in and wants Johanna. She needs a heal or two, as Leo is fighting it out with Hogger up at the top on the shrine. Hogger full on pot mode as Leo gets his team a few more shrine minions too. This is the meme, by the way. One auto attack, just throwing some chewing gum on it would destroy that easily. Topside fort is also about to take even more damage, so Hogger has to decide how he wants to play this. Seems like Malfurion or maybe even Chen is moving back, but it's now 22 minion stacks against 17, and that's just action all over the map at this point. I mean, it's getting wild over here. So the attacks keep coming right now. 3 kills to 3. Topside 4 taking way too much damage. Therefore, Malfurion had to move back. The red team still in the lead when it comes to Shrine minions. Here comes Odin. Perfect timing for it too. Don't want to fight into that if you don't have to. And Tomb! But Big Barrel and the double kill. Leo and Greymane are both gone. Chen with a huge ult that allows them to take the Mortar Punisher and pick off 2 heroes. Well done. Really well done. 36,000 damage for Tigers, top dog in the game. We got 33,000 for Hanzo. Yeah, and again, this time it might just be the red team that flips it around. They're starting to build up momentum thanks to them claiming more objectives. All the efforts that we've seen from the blue team to take some of the forts down were so far in vain. The one at the bottom and at the top of the map are insanely low, but they're still standing, which means that effectively you don't get any catapult pressure. So if they want to try and take that out, then either Leo, Greymane or somebody else has to make a quick move towards those 2 forts and take them out, which shouldn't really be too difficult. But so far nobody has been able to pull that off. And the leading experience is obviously gonna be more and more extended as this continues. Leo trying to force the fight again with an Entomb. Has to jump out, but they already took that camp. So I gotta give it to Where's My Money. They're looking great. They're doing a fantastic job in game number 2. Game number 1, for a long time, it was an even match. And then they just got absolutely demolished in one of the team fights, and it accelerated the game so quickly that not only did the blue team go for key, but straight up for the core and ended it. That's something that they would love to prevent from happening in this game, of course. But as it stands right now, it's still going to be the big question on how exactly this will be played out. Because half a level until 20 definitely puts the red team into a great spot. They are losing their fort at the bottom of the map at least. And for the blue team, the main objective is now to try and get more experience and close that gap. Winning a team fight would of course be great too, but I highly doubt that the red team is willing to give them one before they have Storm Talons. I mean, why would they? That would be taking a risk for no reason whatsoever. And now that 20 is in, any moment things will change. Question is, will the next objective be on 20 talents for both teams, or will we only have one team with Storm Talons? That's probably the biggest question right now to be answered. Well, here comes the living weapon for Genji. We get Tranquility upgraded into Serenity for Malfurion. On top of that, Hogger with no control, and they're moving to the final fort of the game to try and make a play here and take this one out. So, yeah. Again, the biggest thing is still make sure that you're getting that fort destroyed. That's the biggest one right now. Trying to take that fort out is going to be pretty important. The next shrine is spawning in the middle, so it's not the most important thing in the world. But as you can see, with the experience now ticking in for low Badugi, we're going to get them with level 20 for the next objective. Maybe Leo is going to get dropped here. Yeah, they should be able to kill him, but he'll respawn in time. Genji comes in for the final shot. But yeah, Leo will be back. He can act as a bit of an observer board right now. That's that. And the top side fort falls too. This is about as good of a position as the blue team is gonna get, given the circumstances. Their problem is that fort in the middle that is still at full hit points, and that will make a bigger and bigger problem. But Malfurion going down, that's huge! They invade the camp! They only have 4. They invade the camp they wanted. Greymane and... no way! Greymane and Hanzo, they both die. They took out the opponent's healer, and then they just get absolutely murdered. This was such a fantastic kill. If they would have just been able to get out, that would have changed everything. But they're losing Deckard Cain. Oh, that's tough. You start things off with an all-important kill, and well, now they're getting actually... what? Okay, they're getting Tychus. Jojo dies. Where does that leave us? 3 heroes up, and some very strong ones on the shrine. For where's my money? So they should be able to get the objective. It could still be defended, I guess. But that one was wild. They got... when they got Malfurion, I really thought, alright, now... yeah, now they can really make some big moves. Kill Malfurion, and then, you know, just try and do your thing by moving back. You have the 5 versus 4. Your opponent doesn't have a support. You're in a great spot. And then they started losing hero after hero, and that changed everything. But as is right now, they will still be able to defend. That's not... well, stun, okay. Greymane! The X-Strike. Yeah, he realized quickly that he has to hightail it out of there, or he is going to die. So the defense is possible. The game is not necessarily over with this particular one. So there is still a chance to turn the game around. But for the red team, this is the perfect opportunity to force game number 3. It doesn't get much better than that. They have an objective very late in the game. They've already dropped 1 keep very low. If they win the team fight now with the help of the Punisher, they can do a lot here. And it's an Arcane Punisher on top of it. So a pretty annoying and powerful one too. We have 53,000 damage now for Tychus. Punisher already on the attack. Tychus pops the big red button immediately. So yeah, gets it quickly. The wall is already taken, but... damn, that Punisher did nothing. Greymane murdered that thing with the help of Hanzo. Within seconds. Holy hell. They're getting the fort at the bottom of the map, but the Punisher that was, at the end of the day, that was an oversized minion and nothing else. They got the wall, they still have some camps there, but this thing just disappeared. They full Houdini. Gets taken out within seconds and has absolutely no chance. So, I thought that would do a bit more. And it did absolutely nothing. Great defense by the blue team. Fantastic defense by them. And who knows? Oh, the Entomb against Hogger! And he's gone! And Malfurion is in the corner too, but Chen has the Keck and makes the move. So Hogger is gone, but what can they get for that? Maybe the fort in the middle? There's a lot of minions that they have to take out first, but they could try and push for it. This is getting wild. This is getting really wild. Now, the last time that happened, the blue team immediately started losing some heroes themselves. But now a lot of the key ults have already been used, just about to come off cooldown. I suppose you could still go for big red button if you're Tigers, if you're really trying to defend the fort in the middle. But the blue team is starting to stabilize a bit in this game. It's 6 kills to 10. They're slowly catching up on this. Currently, Where's My Money is still ahead. But this is a wild series. The games that we had so far in the round of 8 are awesome. First match was fantastic. Now we have this, which could go 3 maps. Fort gets dropped down to 50%. I mean, obviously, in an ideal world, what they want is a kill. There's the Entomb again, and Chen is gone. Chen is gone. The Entombs of Leo are on point right now, and that one left him no chance. Chen was caught. The Buried Alive silenced him, and he is immediately down. Hanzo YOLO'd out his arrow just for good measure, but didn't even need it. Chen was already destroyed at that point. Now they can go for the camp, and it's really just a question of what they want to do with this. Do they try to push for the topside keep? Do they really wait for the objective? Chen is back in 36 seconds. The Shrine activates in 28, so they might get the head start on it and the earlier position. They can also force the opponent to spend more time at the top lane with the camps that they're currently taking here. But it's an interesting one to say the least. Yeah. Top side. Now we're having the thing taken quickly, the camp. So that is still going to put pressure onto the top lane. And also, more importantly, maybe, relieves pressure from the blue team's topside keep. Because that's the one that has already taken damage earlier. So that is a problem that otherwise they might have to deal with. Definitely something to be conscious about. And with 10 stacks, 14s, decent lead. Hoga's back, Chen is coming. They have a massive lead right now. Here comes Odin. And again, the Entomb against Genji. They're blocking in the arrow. And he gets out of it. He gets out of it. He gets his deflect on. But that was a scary moment for them for sure. That was a hyper scary moment because that could have been a disaster. Fight is not over yet though. And they have 34 stacks on the minions, but Jojo goes down. Johanna is eliminated. Now they're trying to take the position on the shrine and win this one. Jojo dying, that was big. Her going down is a huge potential problem. These have 36 to 21. Leo dies too. Most of the AoE is gone. No, they're not getting it. The red team, look at this. Only 3 survivors. Genji is moving in deep. Deckard Kane gets hit and survives, wastes their time, but eventually falls. 38 to 25. 38 to 25. Keep gets attacked. Catapult is not getting anywhere near attacking that thing. Up at the top, catapults are moving in. Leo was hoping to respawn, but the Mortar Punisher is indeed being claimed by the red team. They actually turned that one around. Ridiculous if you ask me. I mean, damn. That's insane. Think about how we started there. What an insane twist again on that shrine fight. The keep in the middle is going to fall. I mean, again, this one doesn't stand a chance unless somebody comes to defend. But they want to end the game here. If they don't end the game, then they're just going to trade keep for keep. So right now, they want to go for gold, I suppose. Deckard Kane is not back yet. Look how quickly their keep this time disappears. This time, Greymane can't just jump on the Punisher. Mid lane keep is soon going to be gone. Maybe the core is also going to take damage on the red team side. But they're going to try and end this right now. Pull it into the middle. Punisher's there. Deckard Kane is back. Has the Lulnado. But that core is losing it once way too quickly. 50%. They're going to right-click the shit out of it. And that is that. We're going once again to game number 3 in this series in the round of 8 of the winner bracket. GG. We're heading into the third map, and well, they insta-pick or insta-ban the first hero. Hogger gets the axe, they don't want to deal with him again. Tomb of the Spider Queen is our third map. It's kind of cool. These two specifically have been pretty close to each other the entire time here. And with that I mean, we have... got it. There was a fly. So, or something. Something was flying around. Whatever it was, it is very dead now. So, yeah, monster reflexes over here. But I was about to say, so they have been super close in levels, like really on eye level. Game number 1 got flipped in one big fight, and then obviously on the second map, it got turned by Where's My Money on that last big shrine fight that they had there. So generally speaking, I would say we have really two teams that I have no idea who's going to win this. I have absolutely no clue. If you would nail me down and I would have to bet, I probably would still favor low Badugi a little bit. But that's also mainly, you know, because Reset is playing for them. But game number 2 was obviously clearly dominated by Where's My Money. They did just a fantastic job on Shrines. Their draft was great. This is the final map in the match that we have at hand. So the loser drops down into the lower bracket. The winner, on the other hand, moves on to the winner bracket semi-final to the next round there. So there's still plenty of opportunities. Vala, by the way, just hinting at it again because I've been highlighting her a whole lot to showcase some of the differences between the Western and the Eastern meta. Vala gets banned again. She has nowhere near the same priority in the European scene that she does in the Korean scene right now. Yes, she gets picked, but not with such a high priority that she ends up even as a first ban or like a first pick or anything like it. So we get Sylvanas, we get Leoric with Tomb of the Spider Queen. So already a lot of AoE clear. You have the power to enhance any kind of Webweaver push or boss push that you could get. And over on the left side, the double pick for the blue team. So, moment of truth a little bit. Reset, what is he gonna get? That's obviously a big question. Still got a lot of potential combos out there. Hanzo's up, Genji's up, there's Genji, and they get Diablo together with it. This could result in Anduin being banned, of course. So Anduin is definitely a possible ban now, or a pick for Where's My Money, if they want to deny the light bomb. And also Diablo can actually be pretty annoying. I mean, Diablo is always annoying, but he can be insanely strong if you can fully engage, and then if you overstep Anduin, just pulls you back out to safety. So Anduin gets banned. I don't think anybody was surprised by that. Neither will the blue team be surprised by that as a ban. So they probably just sat there and said, okay guys, we want to have Diablo, we want to have Genji. If we can get Anduin with it, fantastic. If not, that's fine. So they're going to go for a bit of a different one. Now, Tychus is very quickly banned out as well. Sorga Tychus. Two of the heroes they had on the last map are now banned out. And how is the red team going to react to this? Leo, Sylvanas, Jojo is still up, so she could now be taken by Where's My Money. High priority in the Western scene when it comes to Tomb of the Spider Queen, and of course Infernal Shrines, where we've already seen her in this series. Here comes Brightwing and Johanna. Doesn't shock. Great lineup though. Jojo, Leo, Sylvanas, Brightwing, looking good here. And then over on the blue team side, to round out the draft, we still need a healer for them. And I wonder what else they're going for damage. If you're, for example, really going to get... I mean, you can always go for something like Chromie if you want to have burst damage. Bit of poke. Hanzo is still up. You have Diablo stun, Blaze stun. You go for Malfurion for an additional root on the ground. And Bambi, Lunara! Okay! Bambi is in the house, everybody. It's Lunara time. In Game 3, in the deciding map of the series. And then on the right side, the final pick for the red team for Where's My Money. So, what is Abdo gonna get now? I mean, they need another damage dealer. And it's Maiev. Maiev is in the house. This is gonna be a good one, guys. Game number 3. Let's go straight in. The final map. Here we are. Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Low Badugi on the left side is playing Diablo and Blaze on the front line. We have Malfurion, Genji, and Lunara to round out the draft for them. So, specifically Lunara is going to be interesting. But very aggressive here on the side of Where's My Money in red. We got Maiev and Johanna. Maiev, Johanna, and Leoric to build that frontline trio. With Sylvanas coming in, we have Brightwing on top of that. So, things are looking pretty cool over here. It's gonna promise... It's promising another exciting map. That's essentially what it is. So, which team is able to move on through the winner bracket? Which team will drop down into the losers bracket? Time will tell. Right now, we got on level 1 Soul Shield for Diablo. Sylvanas comes in with the might of the Banshee Queen. We're also getting the Zealous Glare on Jojo. Every single time I see this, the one thing that they could have also done, instead of the Zealous Glare, they should have just gone for the Jealous Glare. So every single time that she has Anduin on the other side, she jealously glares at his haircut. It's like, oh my god, if I just had a haircut like this, something like that. But again, Joanna is a jealous one. So, yeah, it's girl power right there. But Jealous, that would have been a fun one, the Jealous Glare. It's a little bit like a Smexy stare, just a little bit different. Anyways, so we get Austin's Renewal as the level 1 choice. Down at the bottom of the map, Blaze against our boy Leoric. And yeah, I'm fully here for it. This series was awesome. Game number 1, game number 2, both of them already pretty great, with some real nice twists. And having, of course, then also Chen kicking in there was pretty amazing. So now at the top, what we get is Diablo just... I mean, again, they're going for the bruiser camps. Diablo is just holding the lane experience, get some gems together for the team. Nothing insane. Everybody's just poking. Everybody is just going to try and see if they can get a bit of a lead early on, not miss out on the gems, turn a few in, hopefully. Kind of like when... Oh, Genji at the bottom of the map together with Blaze. Seems like they're actually fighting for those Siege Giants. I was actually wondering if they would fight this one out or if they would just simply sit there and take this one easy, but nope, they are, or they have, at least initially, been fighting over it. Red team gave it up, instead moved into the middle. Now Blaze has some support from Siege Giants that he can leverage against Leoric at the bottom of the map, but there's still a chance that Maiev is eventually going to make a move for that. Yeah, first she moves into the middle zone, Genji's having none of it and is immediately moving away. It's like, no, 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 no. Thank you very much, but I'm fine. Don't need that header. But here comes Diablo with the engage. They go for Sylvanas. Good damage, but not enough. And Brightwing was there too to help out. So all good. Nobody able to make any big plays in those last encounters here. But yeah, as it stands, it's still anyone's game to take. That's a fun one though. Already in the early game, they're looking for some plays that they can make here. Sylvanas gets attacked again and is nearly dying. Lunara coming in with tons and tons of her extra damage that she can YOLO out here is actually really helping them. That poison, that damage over time is doing an absolute number on them. So not too shabby. So as it stands, well, let's see how much further they can go on this. Because the blue team is now looking for kills, very clearly. They are making moves towards the top lane, towards the mid lane. They're always trying to catch somebody here. And if they can get that kill or that turn in, that would help. Lots of pressure being pushed on Brightwing in particular with what we're seeing from Lunara. And the damage numbers should honestly reflect that. And they do. 7,500 damage from her. Maiev is sitting at nearly 8,000. So yeah, pretty similar what we're having from the two of them. But it kind of showcases exactly what I've been highlighting a bit earlier. So Lunara is really working for the team at this point. Yeah, kind of doing pretty okay here. Now, in the meantime though, we're having the turn-in attempt once again. So they're trying once more to get that turn in here. 7 is on the board for the red team, so they have their level 7 talent kicking in, but the blue team is, as was already more or less expected, the first one to now come in and take the Web Weavers. The objective is claimed. This is the chance to take the lead. And the question, of course, is simply how much can they capitalize on this right now? Can they take a... I mean, taking a fort down would be the dream, right? If you can pull that off too, that would be amazing. But the defense could be fairly strong here with Maiev and that entire front line that they're running. So they're now coming in, they're taking out the Web Weaver in the middle, down at the bottom of the map. This is where the blue team really wants to make a stand and starts going for that wall to drop that. Lunara with one hit after another, stacking the damage over time here as she can. Genji was busy at the top, and they are going for that bottom, for the bottom fort. Maiev is now coming in with the AoE that she can contribute. But there should still be some damage done. Leo already has to move out. Diablo with the engage. Switches targets. They go over to Jojo. Trying to take her too. Hasn't happened thus far. But the fort is down to roughly 60-70% HP. But the Web Weaver is eliminated. And they haven't done enough yet. So decent defense here, honestly. And still nobody died. They're playing this mega safe right now. Nobody wants to be on the team that all of a sudden completely falls apart here. Noteworthy, the level 7 choice for Lunara with a splintered spear. This was for the longest time the go-to also on the European side. And then at some point, Choking Pollen has just taken completely over. So noteworthy that Splintered Spear has been taken after they went into the Blossom Swell on level 4. So on Lunara's build, slight deviation. There was a time when Splinter Spear was kind of the EU talent and Choking Pollen was the NA talent. And then things shifted, but we're really talking like nearly 10 years ago or so. But level 10 could now change things in favor of where's my money. They're getting a bit closer on this now. Diablo completes the stacks, so he is now the bully that we all know him to be, and is going to try and wreck everything that comes into his path. So with that, he is a hit point monster. Okay, but here are the level 10 abilities. And that gives us first the blink heal, we're getting blessed shield, and we get an immediate attempt to go for an attack. Yeah, disc is out. There's the Entomb. Diablo, can he push onto a minion? Silenced! And apparently the cooldown is not there. Everything they had gets thrown on Diablo, including the Blessed Shield towards the end of the fight. And they are able to get the kill. That said, that was nearly a counter kill against Maiev. And it forces half the team back because they were so low already that the Web Weaver in the mid lane is essentially defeated, or at least halfway defeated, before this entire attack has even started properly. So, yeah, this fort is likely not going to take a whole lot of damage. Leo is dealing with the situation at the bottom of the map, and Genji has now started the rotation towards the top. Diablo is obviously back, so he lost all of those soul stack earlier. But here we go. The next little push is coming. Yeah, and this should... Yeah, they're not going to lose too much. This is a really good defense. Lunara leveraging some of the AoE that she now has, of course, with that. Gets attacked here for a moment, but that is... Oh, nice wall stun. Right wing gets hit. There's the barbecue. Can Bambi follow up and maybe slow them? No, not enough. And Leo came in from the side, zoned them away a bit. But thankfully for the blue team, they're getting more value down at the bottom of the map, where they've now been able to take on the fort and start to take this one down. So, yeah, this one is nearly destroyed. Not too bad. I mean, nice damage from them. Fort nearly gone. That would be the first catapults that would be spawning in this game. Damage output has also changed slightly, but now Lunara has firmly taken over the number 1 position. Has Thornwood Vines to poke from a distance even further. 30,000 damage against the 20,000 or 21,000 that Maiev has. Diablo's still pushing out. And both teams have enough gems for another turn in. Both teams can get their next Web Weaver wave. And both, of course, know it. So there's already some more delivered. 27 gems have been turned in. Blaze is still trying. Blaze is still trying to deliver his gems too. Has been shut down so far. But look at Leo, for example. He's sitting at 41. We have 24 Blaze and 41 for Leoric. Now, the next attack already, or the next turn and attempt happening at the top for just a moment. Genji is just sitting there. A single kill. 9 minutes in, and we have only seen a single kill. So, yeah, they are definitely playing this as cautious as they can. And it's always a situation that drives me... It's kind of funny because it always feels like you can flip with one team fight, as it did in game number 1. And this might be it. Here comes the barbecue play. Blue team has the Web Weavers. Can they save Diablo? And the answer is no. The second time that Diablo dies, and this time he didn't have his soul stacks completed. So he is down for 20 seconds. Blaze is a bit low too. Nice Veiling Arrow from Sylvanas. Once again, fantastic moves made by the red team. But they are dropping a lot of hit points here. Reset, specifically with Lunara, is making this problematic for them. Now, Diablo is now coming back, and they're already pushing with those Web Weavers, hoping to take at least a fort down. The one at the bottom of the map doesn't count. That one is essentially already eliminated. So, yeah, that doesn't count at all. Can they do anything else, though? Diablo is back, and they're going to the top, I guess. Currently busy in the middle. Not a whole lot to do here. Can at least open up the wall. post, but yeah. That Web Weaver wave did very little. You can always argue it took the 4 down at the bottom of the map, but honestly, this thing was so low to begin with that I don't really think you can make a big deal out of that. So, yeah. In my book at least, that is not something to brag about. Nothing to write home about. And they still haven't gotten a kill. They got close a few times, but they haven't gotten one yet. Genji moving back out once again. Jet propulsion comes in. Okay, so they're unleashing that. And I love how they're dancing around each other the entire time. Nobody wants to expose themselves to a flank, to an attack. And it's so close. But that half-level lead that the red team has is essentially still there. So, half-level lead is ready for them. Jojo gets pushed back out again. Blue team taking their own camp as well. Genji scouting, double-checking, and hoping to interrupt any kind of turn the other team could muster. And now, there's obviously... This is actually a bit tricky for low Badugi, because their last Web Weaver wave didn't really do a whole lot. They worked hard to get the turn in, and then they couldn't do anything with it. Partly because Diablo was down, but also because the defense was very strong. But now we have 130 gems in the hands of Where's My Money. That's 2 turn-ins. So they are in a very nice spot, assuming that they can turn those in. On the flip side, if you lose a few of your heroes, and you lose those gems, you're in trouble. That could happen too. So that is another potential problem that they have to face later down the road. But once again, there's the barbecue and immediate disc. Yep, the barbecue gets disc. No chance for him. And right now, still... Oh, maybe. Can they do another move here? Careful, Leo. Low. 62 gems. Genji wants those reset. Jet propulsion. There's the stun. Maybe now. Leoric. And he is killing 2. What the hell? And walks away. Are you shitting me? Turns it around, swings for the fences, and kills 2. The guy has 60, more than 60 gems, and he just survives like it's nothing. Check that out. Look at Leo. Look at him. Look at him. Stunned, and he turns it around. Bam. Swing, double kill. Now they turn in. Oh my god. He was 100% dead. 100%. What? Insane. Treats them like minions, turns around, swings through them, kills both, and then they turn in. Didn't lose any gems here, just as it seemed like he is dead for sure. Now we have 4 kills to 0. I can't believe that they didn't at least kill him. 4 kills to 0, 1 level ahead. Web Weaver's pushing through the middle, through the top. Sylvanas is there, helping them out, making things even worse for the blue team, who is now going to lose more ground. Damn. This is gonna be, I mean, one tough cookie, honestly. So, as things stand and continue, the blue team is falling farther and farther behind. Not by a lot, not by a ton, but this could still become a massive problem if more of these structures fall. If anything, I'm surprised that not more damage has been done throughout all of this. Yeah. But as it stands, we'll see. Currently, push coming into shove for Genji. Gets disced here. Leo is moving back out. And by the way, Genji is holding all the gems that they have. Well, not all of them. They got 69. Nice. But he has 42 of them. So, yeah, that's quite a lot. But then again, once again, Diablo gets quickly pushed around here. Nice. Barbecue, okay. They are looking. They want that kill. They got so close so many times. They just haven't gotten a kill yet. Lunara alone is just softening targets up. The whole idea is her softening targets up for Genji. But it just doesn't work. The heals are too strong, but look how much she's doing to poke them low. Lunara's damage is at 71,000. She's 20,000 ahead of the second highest damage dealer, which is Maiev with 50k. And they are pushing them back. They're working on the turn-in. And they're finally getting to a point where they can at least claim this one. So the turn-in is there. Blue Web Weavers are going to be descending again. They still are waiting for kill number 1, but they haven't given up on the game yet. And it is amazing that they've only lost the single fort. Despite everything else that happened, they only lost the single fort. Now, 2 of them are damaged, the remaining 2, but this is still pretty spectacular. Now, with that, the attack still happening here in the middle. One quick hit at a time. So, how much further on this can they now go in an attempt to take these forts out? They also have to push this pretty heavily because the problem is that your opponent is going to get level 20 soon. So, once that level 20 talent is in, you're in even more trouble. So, 1 fort about to go down. Genji at the top is also pushing together with the Web Weavers. So, that's another one where they can do some work. They're actually pulling ahead in structures. They might not be ahead in experience, they're trailing by quite a bit, but they are pulling ahead in structures, which in and of itself is already a huge win. They are destroying the next one, and that means that all of the forts are gone. Once this falls, all of the forts are destroyed, and this is exactly where they're getting. But can they get kills? Can they win fights? They just can't! They lose Genji! There's level 20, now the Entomb is in. They're losing too much ground on these. Can the rest of the team escape? Furion can't. Malfurion is gone. 6 kills to 0. And now, of course, there's a boss up. You can go for the next turn and they hold... Oh my god, that's 140 gems. 140 gems for the red team. This is such a weird one. It's such a weird game. Again, they've taken all of the forts out, they've done lots of work, but they can't win a single team fight. They can't win a single fight to save their life. So now what's happening instead is that they're just getting totally rolled here. Now the objective is gonna be started up. Leo's trying, or Diablo's trying to delay it. Boss has already been taken. That helps a little bit to screw up their timing, but not enough, to be frank. So they're going for the mid lane, taking the minion wave out and the camp with ease. That allows the blue team, or the few heroes that were still up, to at least do some damage against the boss at the top. This is obviously where the red team wants to push. And honestly, this is a lot of damage that is being done here. Lunara in particular is fantastic in a situation like this. So they have the boss down to 50% HP before the push even comes through. But there is the Sylvanas factor, which is a huge problem. Web Weavers are now touching ground. Brightwing is still pushing on the sides. They still don't have level 20, talking about low Badugi here. But this might be the play for game. They are going to try and end the game here. They're slowly starting to push this, and they want the core. Keep is gone. Fort in the middle is about to be destroyed. Down at the bottom of the map, we're going to see the exact same thing happen, but it's all about what's happening in the top lane. This is where the Web Weavers are pushing in. Level 20, any moment now for the blue team. If they get it, there it is. They might be able to defend. That's the question. Lunara with the intensifying toxin right now. They want to get another kill here, and two Bambi! And Lunara is getting out of the fight. And finally the first kill. Finally they get a kill. Now they try for Maiev. Maiev gets her ass moonfired by Malfurion, trying to jump out here. 30 gems for her. She's gone. 50 gems for Jojo. She has 75 now, and they're losing every single one of them. Is the turn-in happening? Is the turn... Team? Alright. She's dead. Finally. Web Weavers in the middle. Going for the next keep. They want to end the game. They gotta end the game. They're going topside. They want to end the game right here, right now. They know that they don't have another chance. I don't think they do. Keep in the middle is down. At the bottom of the map is also going to get destroyed in the moment. And up here at the top, they're having still problems. I'm not sure they can do this. I don't think they have the damage on structures. So they just sacrifice both their keeps because they thought they could end the game, and then it turns out they just can't. That's what happened. They sacrificed both keeps because they thought they had to and needed to end the game, and they couldn't even destroy the keep. They won the team fight and then lost everything else. The keeps are gone, and there is no way to recover from this, I believe. Catapults on every single wave now. Enormous amount of pressure. They destroy tons of gems on the red team side. But this is still... I do not know how they want to recover from this. There's no boss up right now. You don't have the gems to turn in again and get another set of web weavers. So, yeah, it's more than a bit tricky. This is... look at Lunara's damage. The idea is so good. You get Lunara's damage in, she slowly gets the damage over time. Genji comes in, you know, he gets his kills, he gets his resets. And then you can turn and snowball a fight. But it was always so close. The red team is playing this so close to home, it's honestly admirable. They had so many fights where it really felt like if one kill, one reset happens on a Swift Strike, they lose everything. And that didn't happen. Instead, they always were alive. And that kill that we saw from Leo earlier with that big double kill, that honestly was so symptomatic in my eyes. Take a look at it again. Take a look at this again. They're getting Leo nearly. This is a while ago. And then he turns it around, swings for 2 and kills them and survives. This is so symptomatic of the way this entire game has been run so far. It's kind of bananas. Now we have another big team fight coming in. The blue team has pushed these lanes out as best as they can, and they're trying to do the same thing that they did previously. Slow them down with Lunara, poke them into oblivion, and then use Genji as a finisher. They also have enough gems for a turn-in, so they can now try and make this work. So right here, reset with a turn-in attempt. Did not get interrupted. That's 47 that they have now. And with a 17, again, not enough. Here's the turn-in. One more gem needed, and you got web weavers. What can you do with them? Blue team, what can they do with them? They need keeps, and they need them quickly. They're moving to the top, hoping to at least take the catapults out here. Just making sure that they escort the web weavers a little bit farther in. Good damage done, but they need to pick a lane and have to push for it. Personally, I thought bot lane is their target. Because that is where a lot of damage will happen to them if a boss stalemate ever occurs. They go for the middle. Middle, the wall is already open. Minion waves get destroyed within seconds. Here's the chance. The blue team is actually still in this. It's ridiculous when you think about it. But pretty cool too. God, this is such a good series. Such a great series, and it is so deserving that it goes to Game 3 and that we get this match as Game 3. But the defense is strong. They easily take out the web weaver. Some damage done at the bottom of the map. I am not sure what they can do here. Once they move into the choke point, there's Blessed Shield. There's the Entomb. Leo is already threatening it right there. Another web weaver has been taken out. This is a late game objective, 23 minutes in. And they have thus far not been able to take a keep. They are poking heavily, and they're getting them low. All that AoE damage, all that damage over time from Lunara is working. Sylvanas at the top has defeated the last web weaver, and now they're just sieging up. They have a little bit of time now, while they are controlling the map. And they are trying to just siege as much as possible. I mean, what else are you waiting for? You could, I guess, make a play for boss. That's the only other thing that I see. If you get the boss, can make a move. They're trying to go for the Admiral Akbar play. It's a trap! I'm not sure anybody's gonna fall for that. Throwing a Hail Mary at the boss, I mean, again, it can always work. It can also horribly backfire. I suppose they want the Bruiser camp first, but top lane is already getting pressured. Top lane is pushing against them. That's already happening, and they're starting to retreat. Damn. The blue team is willing to... I mean... The blue team is actually willing to play this in an even more late game scenario. They're down in gems. They don't have a keep anymore. I really thought they would lose their patience, siege up, and then try to just win it that way. Hope that they somehow are able to, with nice sieging, get a kill, but that they're actually just standing there saying like, hey, yeah, we're going to play this late game. That's crazy to me. Red team could slow things down if they wanted, but what they want is to end it quickly as a team. Diablo has to Hellgate out, does it, turns it around with a barbecue. Lunara poking, prodding, trying to prep for the rest of the team. Still not a kill here. Leo's dropping a little bit low on the other hand and is falling back as we speak. There's the stun or the attempt against Maiev. And it's again with a splintered spear Lunara that is making move after move here. big damage from her. Everybody low, everybody dropping in hit points. If they lose the team fight, they can still lose the game. If you lose multiple heroes now, that game might be over. This is nuts. The heals, it's too much. It's just too damn much. 150,000 damage for Lunara. 150,000. It's absolutely bonkers. But now this is the problem. Catapults at the top lane, catapults at the bot lane, all pushing for the core. While this is happening, the big problem is occurring on those lanes. Blue team needs to win the fight. They know it. Lunara gets this. Tranquility from Malfurion is out. 3 deaths on Diablo. They line up for the Thornwood Vines. Maybe now the chance. Once again, Leo with the Entomb. Does that turn it? Bunker is out. Yep, can use the bunker. Everybody alive, still firing away one salvo at a time as they're trying to get hits, but now catapults on the core. It's Winion time. Guys, we're 26 minutes into the game. The Winions are going to end this. The core is at 85%. They're finally getting the kills, and it's too late. They've lost the game. It's already over. The fight doesn't matter. It's already over. Diablo dies. The catapults end the game. Winion territory, and it is indeed the red team that wins it. Where's my money? Takes down Badugi and sends them into the losers bracket.